at 6 on My 50 TV.
Against all odds, Josh was born. And he was born with a lot of health problems. The doctor said he had failure to thrive. So he was losing weight and he was going to pass away. They said to come say goodbye.
Plaintiff Lorna Garcia is suing her son, who says he started smoking marijuana at age 8. And by age 17, he was addicted to meth and heroin.
What was the projection after leaving the hospital? He was healthy?
He actually went back and forth for a couple of years to the hospital, but then he became a healthy little boy, sweet little child. Okay. Everybody loved him, very caring little boy. And about middle school, we ran into financial hardship. We had the crash of '08, and we ended up in a small little apartment after he lived a sheltered life. He was pretty sheltered, and we went into a rough neighborhood when he was in middle school. So middle school's hard anyway, but yeah, he ended up in a really rough neighborhood, and he fell into some trouble as a teenager, and I wasn't around as much as I should have been. I had to work a lot of jobs, and I also was taking care of my mom, who was very sick, old. She passed at 95 a couple years ago. And taking care of my brother, and he was kind of left a little bit too much on his own. I tried to keep tabs, but...
Why'd you have to take care of your brother?
My brother was mentally and physically ill, and my mom used to help him, and when she fell ill, I was taking care of both of them. My older brother, he is 12 years older than me. I'm 60. He would be 72 today, but he did pass too. So...
Well, the key times of the day were you there? The most critical times for your son?
Yes.
3 p.m.
I would check in when he got out of school. I would see where he was, come and pick him up, bring him to my mom's or to my brother's. I would try to do as much as I could and work. At the same time, I was keeping on top of all that because I didn't want him to...
Were you there from 7 in the morning till 9 a.m. or 8 a.m.?
I was to see him off at school, and then I was working.
You're saying most of your time was given to your other relatives, and perhaps that's why he may have been in a little trouble because you didn't give him enough time.
Oh, I gave him enough time.
I'm mentioning times that are most critical in a child's life, and if you attend to those hours, it doesn't necessarily mean that you don't spend enough time, and therefore the child is going to be troubled.
I understand, Your Honor. Yes, I totally understand what you're saying. Yes, I was there. I was there in those critical times for him.
All right. So how did his troubles work out?
Well, he got into a lot of trouble when he was, he fell sick. He got bit by a dog at 16. So those years were kind of rough. He got into a little trouble, and I was always there. I drop everything. I'm there.
Let me get some background from you.
All right. Well, I started using drugs when I was about 8 years old.
Okay, that's the first thing she didn't tell me.
I didn't know.
Probably the most relevant. Go ahead. You know now, don't you? Go ahead, sir.
Okay.
I started smoking weed at 8 and got actually addicted to drugs when I was 17.
What type of drugs?
Heroin and meth.
Okay, and what troubled you in high school? What type of crowd did you run with? And was it a new neighborhood? Tell us from your perspective.
Yeah, so I started hanging around the wrong crowd in middle school, just like my mom said. And, skaters and some gangsters, hanging around with them, bad crowd.
Hanging around doing what?
Learning ways to get money for my drugs.
Okay, you were involved in criminal activity starting at age 17 or before?
Before, at 15.
Okay, and at that time you were using what type of drugs?
Pills. I was using Oxycontin.
Okay, there you go. You all, I gotta interrogate you all about the troubles that we started out talking about, because we just say using trouble. I don't know what that means. To some people means stealing a book out of the bookstore. To some people it means armed robbery with the gun up to the head. So that's all. I'm just trying to clarify. So you started opioids at age 15. What happened from there?
Well, at 17 I became...
And no one saw you nodding out all the time?
I was very functionable. I was functioning...
You still nodded at some point.
I did. They had some ideas, but they didn't exactly know what.
Okay, go ahead.
And at 17, I got addicted to heroin and meth.
How long after trying Oxycontin did you begin heroin?
A year, maybe.
A year, because the Oxycontin wasn't getting you high enough.
It wasn't available anymore.
Oh, okay. And it was cheaper to get heroin.
Yeah.
So, who would you do that with? Friends?
Friends, yeah.
Your age group?
Yeah. Actually, when I was in 8th grade, I was experimenting with pills as well, and I have a very good friend named David that passed away from an
What age?
He was 13.
What type of pills?
Oxycontin. He choked on his vomit in his sleep.
13. Where were you all getting it from at 13?
Yeah.
Off the street, out your family's bathroom cabinet, medicine cabinet?
From the streets.
Okay.
I was going to Chinatown in that area.
Okay. All right, and obviously you recovered from it or overcame it?
I did.
What age?
I have 2 years sober today, actually.
Good. Congratulations. So what have you been doing to redeem yourself?
I've been working a lot. I'm working on opening my own business one day. I have a lot of plans, a lot of ambitions.
Did you damage anybody doing your drug use?
Yes.
That's
a
what
lot
I'm
of
talking about, that redemption. I mean, I'm proud of what you're doing for yourself.
Thank you.
But as a drug addict, you damaged a lot of people. That's the redemption I was talking about.
Judge Mathis rules on this dispute shortly. And coming up.
I reached out to her on Facebook and